Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. Has anything changed since yesterday's update? Not so much. We had a bit of a relief rally, a relief bounce, but only into the resistance area I communicated for a possible internal wave 4 correction, which could still lead to one more low. After such a strong sell-off, you always get, not always, you often get a relief bounce. Well, you always get a bounce unless it goes to zero, so there will always be a bounce. The question is just, then usually if the market is already bullish enough to let's say to generate a 5-wave pattern and to reverse, or if we get another low, that is always a fight between the bulls and the bears. So what we can do, we can define the parameters that will tell us when the bulls are winning and when the bears are likely winning. And the resistance area is basically exactly that. So the resistance area that's on the chart here after this sell-off, in the aftermath, we're looking at the aftermath of the sell-off. The resistance area is defined between 30.6 and 34.4 cents. So only if we see really a break above resistance, ideally in 5 waves, we have a first confirmation that the bulls actually are winning, the bulls have won. Or at least that, we're in the process of turning around. I mean, such a sell-off is often followed by a bounce. But is it just a relief bounce, or is it already the preparation for a larger reversal? That will have to be seen. I think the next 1 to 2 days will be really important, because all the charts I'm following, they haven't broken initial resistance yet, and because they haven't broken resistance, we are still sort of in let's say in uncertainty mode. It's not clear yet if we're reversing, but as I said, the next 1 to 2 days will be very important. I think the dust needs to still settle a little bit. It's still not, I mentioned in the Bitcoin video, it's still not entirely clear what really the extent is of the damage that has been caused. Yes, some local setups have been invalidated, but really only on the smaller time frames. A lot of the larger setups are still holding. Also here on the ADA chart, we are still holding a 1-2 setup, which will only be invalidated. You see it on the chart here, below 22 cents, 21.5 cents. Even though, as I said before, a break below 29 cents would have bearish implications. We haven't got a break of 29 cents. Okay, a wick below, but a swift recovery. So there is no sustained break below that last bullish support level, which is why I tend to leave the door open for higher prices still. At the same time, and that's what I've been saying all along, we haven't got a confirmed reversal yet. All the rallies have been in 3 waves. This year was the first time that we had a possible 5-wave move up, but I mentioned we have issues here because this was a very, very weak 4-5 pattern in a 5-wave formation. Ideally, one more high would have given us a clearer 5-wave move. These are always warnings, but you obviously never know. But then we have the local support areas to track. But yeah, that failed. So maybe the next attempt will be successful for a reversal. I mean, reversals are usually very, very fragile periods in any chart, or whenever we are dealing with a reversal pattern, it's always fragile until we get back into the main element of the trend. But yeah, I mean, fragile, but good reward to risk ratio typically. Just be aware that this correction that started in March still isn't clearly complete. We're still in a downtrend here. We're still forming lower lows and lower highs. And now we even broke the 29 cent level. Okay, not a sustained break. I think it's important to be on the side of caution. We don't want to be bearish about ADA yet, but I shared with you in yesterday's video, and I recommend that you watch it, also a couple of bearish scenarios. What happens if ADA completely loses its footing here and does not manage to break above resistance? I mean, it could still get another low, and there is still space all the way down to the invalidation point. But as I said, it will mean that typically a break below that 78.6 FIB level, if sustained, it typically means that 90% of these bullish setups fail when that happens, right? So, yep, ADA would still have a chance, but there's really no wiggle room anymore below the invalidation point. Now, looking at the micro pattern, I can only identify a 3-wave rally. So we have a 3-wave rally into resistance. Yep, a 5-wave rally could emerge from this, could form here. We need another 4-5 pattern, like I'm tracking it on the Ethereum chart as well. One more high would be ideal, and ideally that one more high breaks above 34.4 cents. Not clearly bullish momentum yet, I can tell you that, but the potential is always there. It's just that at the moment, we can only assess what we see at the moment. There's only a 3-wave rally and we're still holding below resistance. I think it might be worth maybe even to track a trend line here. You see that one, there are plenty of touch points. 1, 2, it's just a bit of an art to draw it correctly because there are so many different, that's not the way. There's so many different ways to draw these trend lines. I don't want anything cutting through. I think this might be the way. So we're still below the trend line, so pay attention to that one. Any break above the trend line could indicate that the 5th wave is unfolding, but we don't have a valid reversal pattern from an Elliott wave point of view until we get a break above resistance and a 5-wave pattern. So that's what I'm observing. I think the next 1 to 2 days will be key. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.